What's up, DJ fan? Welcome to another video on the channel. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. My name is Diego, also known as DJ Pretty Boy, alongside my boy Shay, also known as DJ Shay. And together we started this journey to talk about DJ related content, such as tips and tricks, our experiences, our knowledge, and just share it with you guys. So whether you are a seasoned DJ or a new DJ just getting started, this is the spot to be. And with that being said, let's go ahead and roll this intro.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Start to Spin. We come up here with a new topic, and today we're going to talk about how to open a dance floor, how to maintain a dance floor, and how to end the dance floor. I think it's a very, very good topic, and please, if you have any input, you want to share what you know, how you usually start your sets, or how you start the events, please let us know. We'll love to hear from you guys, and we're here to learn from each other. So let me go ahead and let Shay speak of this.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So this came to me because at the last gig I was doing, I was just thinking about. I think about it every gig, but at the last gig I was doing, I was thinking about how am I going to end this? What's going to be sort of the end of the night song, or like what's the vibe I'm going to go for? And I was thinking about that, and while I was thinking about that at the gig, I'm like, hey, this would be a great topic for a Start to Spin. And so we kind of expanded it to also how to open a dance floor, because a lot of times it's similar. Like you're not doing the same thing for every crowd. One thing that worked for one crowd may not work or may not be appropriate for the next crowd. And same way, it's like the same way starting and ending the dance floor is always something that you kind of do have to plan for, and think about how you're going to do it at the end of the night. So I thought it'd be a great topic. I'm sure there's a lot of different perspectives on this too. So I don't think there's a right answer. I think some of it is just what your style is as a DJ. But maybe we could just talk about the different ways you could do it, and then some pros and cons of all of them, and then maybe do some friendly debating on some of the answers.
And correct. And just to piggyback on what Shay said, there is no right or wrong answer. And I created a PowerPoint. I'm like a PowerPoint type of person. I just like creating PowerPoints to help us with like visual and just keep it set for what we're gonna talk about. But again, there is no right or wrong answer. Everyone has a different perspective of this. They take it on differently. So please don't feel like if you don't do the way we do it, it's wrong. It's not you. As long as it works for you, that's all that matters at the end of the day. But we just wanted to talk about how we do it, and what we think it's a good way. Not the best way, but it's a good way. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing, it's opening and closing a dance floor. So
yes, sir.
What we're gonna talk about is opening the dance floor. Then we're going to talk about maintaining the dance floor. So how do we open a dance floor, or how do we prepare for opening a dance floor, how to maintain the dance floor, and closing the dance floor. And also at the end we'll just give final takeaways and few tips, the good things, the bad things that haven't worked for us, things that have worked for us. We'll talk about that too. And once again, everything is very based on our knowledge and our experience. Nothing here is set in stone, so it could be different from everybody. All right, so let's get to it. First things first, we're going to talk about the power of opening a dance floor. Now, when it comes to opening a dance floor, the goal of opening the dance floor is to build the excitement and engage the crowd and set the tone for the rest of the event. So you want to make sure that you letting them know through music, you came here to party. You came here to, we came here to have a good time, to enjoy it. So do that. Now, that's in the case that's what the client wants. If they're looking for more a chill or more laid back type of wedding, then obviously your take is going to be different. But it all depends on your previous conversation with the client. And when it comes to how to do this, I think there's three important things, at least in my perspective. and then I'll let Shay talk about it. But first, you got to understand the crowd and the event type. Second of all, is you usually 9 times out of 10 you want to start slow and build up the energy. And then the third, it's you always gotta read the room. Now, Shay, would you agree with these three main topics when it comes to opening a dance floor?
Yeah, for me, it's I mean, obviously the third one is like I mean, that's like that's everything we do. That's I think the second point though, it's not. I think that's the thing. Like sometimes starting slow. There's some crowds where you start slow, but there's some crowds that I'm also like I just need to go in and start high energy too. So I wouldn't say like that applies to every single event,
Mhm.
and that goes with understanding the crowd. So like for example, like yeah, there's some where you're like, let's say you're starting off from dinner time, right? Like everybody's literally just seated there at dinner. There's nothing like hype happening, and then you're getting people onto the dance floor like after they've just eaten their meal and like socialized and stuff. Yeah, in that kind of situation, I'm thinking, okay, start slow, get figure out a way to get the people on the dance floor. Like maybe you could do is even a slow song, or you start with something everybody knows, like slow song, like and then you ramp it up as people join. But there's some situations where like I don't know, like let's say they wanted to do the anniversary dance or something, or like there's a crowd that they just did some like the best man just like gave some like hype speech and like everybody like toasted, or the bride and groom like did something. There was some like hype moment. Then there's cases where I've like started fast, open up the dance floor big, get a bunch of people on the dance floor, and then like just like you're in like the 130 bpms, like high fast pace, and then slowing it down a little bit later, like if that's the case. So yeah, I wouldn't. I said that's the second one I wouldn't always agree with,
Mhm.
but it's like one of the ways obviously that you could open the dance floor.
Yeah. So, well, at least for me, when I say start slow, basically what I mean is like the anniversary dance or a song that you can have everyone to come up, and then after that, boom, you drop your, yeah, like you said, like your 130s, upbeat music. But what that's because you already have everyone warmed up and already in the dance floor. So it's
Yeah,
just a trick that you can use. Like you said, not every single event is gonna be like this. You can literally, there's gonna be events where people are completely ready to party, and
yeah,
and you definitely got to start with your like 130 bpms. But that's because one, they drink a lot, and two, it's because the event itself took too long to start. you
yeah,
know you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's just like
yeah. You can
it,
feel it.
it's
Like
like
people are just
yeah.
like
So there's the ceremony, then there's the cocktail hour, then there's the introductions or the dancing, the first dance and whatever, father daughter dance and all of that. Then they have like sometimes they have the dollar dance, or they have like extra curriculum things, the cake and all of that. And they want to do all that at the beginning, dinner, and then they have like the picture dash or like the shoe game. There's so many things in the beginning of the event that it makes it, at the end of the time, at the end of the day, they're ready to dance once the dance floor is open. So that's when you like go straight up for like the high energy.
yeah,
But I want to say maybe like 7 or 8 times out of 10, it's usually a slow start.
yeah.
Oh,
And
so
definitely, I would say that number for weddings for sure. Like we're talking weddings. Weddings are usually like slow start. You got all the grandparents and like older people are also going to be there,
yeah.
and so definitely in weddings. And then the other thing I was going to say was another thing about starting fast. Like yeah, like it has to be the right crowd, and I feel you can get a sense of that, right? That's when you walk in. Sometimes you might not expect that, like
Mhm.
that, oh, I'm going to start this one fast. But like if you know it's like a young crowd, people are drinking, people are already like dancing to your dinner music, like you can tell they want to dance.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are the situations I found when you do like a dramatic start, like you like turn down the lights, and then you just play, like you get on the mic and you like hype them up, like, all right, we're gonna everyone get on the dance floor, like you make it like a super hype and dramatic thing, and then you like drop like whatever, some banger that everybody knows. And another thing I'll say about starting like that when you can is because I think Nick Spinelli talked about this, but sometimes at the beginning, right, like those first 15 minutes, if you can show the crowd that like, oh, like, like you play all these bangers, you're mixing good, like you can kind of already win their trust early, like early on. And then it can really help you down the line too, because you already shown them at the beginning, like, like you know like what songs to play, what's hype. Then they kind of trust you when you take some of those risks and stuff a little bit later on in the night too. So that can be another advantage, I think, to starting off fast, is you can like really get the crowd like to be like, oh, like this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so so that's a like another way of putting it, and that's a beauty of like our craft is we have so many options as to how to start the event, that every person has a different perspective of starting the dance floor. And
Yeah.
it's that's just amazing, because you'll never get the same thing on every single event.
Right, and,
So
and that also might be like why someone might hire one DJ versus another, right? It's like
yeah,
if they want, they like, oh, they know this guy, this guy, these guys are hype, versus this guy's more like, chill, mellow type. Like that's also kind of what they might be looking for when they hire you versus somebody else. That's whatever your kind of style is in terms of that.
yeah, or you're cheaper.
Definitely in weddings. In weddings, maybe we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next. But yeah, definitely in weddings, more often than not, we're doing slow starts, and there's different ways to do slow starts.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So on weddings, it's just like I said, weddings are 9 times out of 10 is a slow start. Now you
Yeah,
do quinces or corporate events. Well, corporate events are more
corporate
like
is different.
more
Corporate,
chill. Corporate events
yeah,
is more
corporate is
chill.
different.
But when you do like quinces or private events, like regular party, house parties and things like that, yeah, no, that's not you go up for like high energy from the
Yeah,
beginning.
because
So
house parties too. We can talk about that. Is house parties is you're usually playing the music, and it's not like, okay, now it's dance floor time. It's like it's usually everybody's eating, drinking, and then everybody slowly starts making their way to the dance floor, and then that's when you start building it up.
I mean, in a house party is dance floor time right when you start playing the first song.
Yeah, yeah. It comes and
So
goes too. Like
yeah,
it comes and goes. It's like
yeah,
so
but
it's not,
you also got to see it that you're at a house party. Your goal is for everyone to just have fun and enjoy the night.
yeah,
And yeah, there's gonna be dancing and all, but you gotta keep in consideration there's gonna be drinking, there's gonna be food, there's gonna be people talking to each other and like just not catching up or whatever.
yeah,
But when you are in a quince or a wedding and you are on a dance floor, now that's where you push more into like come dance, because
yeah,
it's eh, that's what you're there for, to have fun, to eat, drink, and have fun, pretty
yeah,
much. So, all right. So let me get back to this. So understanding the crowd and the event type. So this is huge, and this is what we both said on our own words. Uh, while we were talking about this, is that you have to know the event, whether it's a wedding, a corporate event, or a private event. You know, knowing that, it helps you to tailor your selection based on the crowd's preferences, and to set the tone of the event. And also it depends on the time of the event. But you need to know this type of things. That's why we always have previous conversations with our clients, that we ask for playlists, and then we can build out of that playlist, and make sure that we are fully prepared when we go to the event. Knowing the type of event that you're doing, it's crucial, because it's completely different a wedding than a private party when it comes to like music selection and the way you're gonna take the night. It's a completely different take.
yeah.
Now,
Definitely.
now you also gotta gauge the audience, and you gotta watch. Like you said, you have to watch for any cues from guests. Like, are they either dancing, are they singing while you're playing some cocktail music, or in dinner you play some dinner music? Are they're moving, they're singing, are they ease, they're ready to, are they in the mood? So those little things can tell you how to start your dance floor.
Yeah,
If you don't see a lot of movement, you see that everybody's still like talking and not really paying attention to the music, then most likely you want to start slow. But if you see people already like singing, bopping to the music that you're playing, then obviously when you start, you want to start at like high energy. That way, everybody goes and dances on the dance floor. You also want to get on the mic, invite them to come in. Like just all these little things that you want to do to get them to dance, to engage with them, and that's huge, engaging with them. But you also gotta read the crowd at all
Yeah, what I
times.
would say is I would like, it depends the type of wedding too. So I usually go prepared with like three ways about how I'm gonna start it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see how it goes, and depending on that, I'll pick one of these three. So one is like the slow dance. Like, all right, all the couples, like, we're gonna play a slow dance. I'll everyone bring someone that you loved onto the dance floor. Blah blah blah. Get on the dance floor, and then after the slow dance, you play a song everyone knows. Everyone starts dancing. Right. That's
In,
like
in
that's
what
like
scenario do you do that?
I do that. I do that, like, when I don't feel like everybody, like, let's say it's like dinner, right?
Uh-huh.
Dinner, everybody's just sitting there talking, like everybody's sitting down. There's not like, people aren't really hype or anything, but then it's like, okay, now we're transitioning from dinner to dance floor kind of thing.
Okay.
So that's when I'll do that. And then number two, I'll have a song that's like a dance song, like a party song that everybody knows, but it's not like 130 BPMs. It's like 100 BPMs or something, like more. It's like a little mellow, but still like a party song. Everyone knows, like, okay, when you hear this, it's time to party. So that's like my second one, where it's like, okay, like I feel like these people are ready to party, like, and they'll come to the dance floor with just like a regular song like this, but maybe
Yeah.
they're not. It's not like full send, like, peak type of stuff. And then the third one is, yeah, I'll have like a 130 BPM, like some really hype, well-known song, and then I'll do like a dramatic, like, all right, everybody, like, let's get the dance floor started, like turn the lights down, and make it a more like dramatic hype kind of start. So I usually go between one of those three, and then more often than not, it's the first one, and then sometimes the second one too. The
So
first one, speaking honestly, it's more for like when there's like white people involved. That's when the first one is involved. The second one is more like for like Indian weddings, and it's like, people are like, it's more like, I don't know, people just love dancing and like going crazy more. So that's usually when I do the second or third one. But if it's a white wedding or some like half mixed or something, then it's usually the first slow dance start of the dance floor.
so tell me one song that is your go-to song when you start a dance floor that you can't read. Like you try to read the crowd, but you're just not getting
No,
anywhere.
they're Indian songs though. I don't have. Let me think of
Wait,
um.
wait, you haven't done like a half Indian, half white or something like that, or just
Yeah,
plain?
but those ones I've always started only with slow dance.
Oh, okay,
But
okay,
one, actually, there's one I did. That song by Lizzo, like turn up the music, turn down the lights, I'll be
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
about damn time. That
yeah.
one is one that I would like start, like a medium song that's like, everybody's ready to like, or like Bruno Mars or something like that. One of those type
So
of Uptown
for
Funk,
for
something like that.
for me, when if I want to just go like on the safe route, I just use like 24K Magic,
Yeah,
or
yeah, I know.
something like that, just to see like the reaction, and from there I already know where I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
but like
Yeah,
one of those
I would
songs,
be like, yeah,
Motown is
exactly.
helpful.
Uptown Funk, those ones are good because, yeah, they're everybody knows them, but also older people like that, those beats, and they know that song too. So, and it
Yeah,
sounds a little funky. It's a little like 80s type. So it's like, even if you have like older crowd, they'll like, get on the dance floor to that
yeah.
one too.
So Motown is a good way to start an event, because, like you said, it brings the best of both worlds. It has the old school vibe type of like beat music, but it's also a song
Yeah,
that everyone knows, like kids and young adults and older crowd knows.
yeah,
The song is huge.
little kids
So
to like old people.
yeah,
So
and
I'd say it's
in
a way to start.
Spanish, and at least in the Latin community, one song that I would use is Suavemente, because
Oh,
it's a
really?
safe song. If
Mm,
I when I have to, it's a safe song. If I
yeah.
if I if it's like a crowd that I'm like, damn, I don't know how to start. I know Suavemente is gonna be a song that
Oh,
is gonna
interesting.
get somebody to dance.
That's good to
So
know.
yeah,
I always play that when I play that song for like Latino crowds. I play it like more like peak, like, like when everyone's on the dance floor kind of a song.
yeah,
So
no,
Obviously, you know it.
Suavemente is a song. It's like a song sucker. It sucks the people in.
Mm.
So like you
Whenever you
try
need
it.
to play
You
dance
can
floor.
try it. When you play in a Latino, play Suavemente like your first song, and you're gonna
Yeah,
see people are gonna come and dance. It's so
yeah, yeah. Everybody
everybody
dances.
knows the song. Even Americans, like even
Yeah,
the white people, they go and dance. That they go and dance that song too. So it's so like so big, and it's it's a great start. And then from there you can see like the majority of the crowd that's in there, and then you take a route and choose
yeah. Then
where
you
you're
decide.
going from there. So all right, so that's how understanding the crowd and the event type. Now the next one is start slowly and build the energy. Now I know we have like a little like of a difference in this one, but when it comes to weddings, this is most likely the way to go because this is how it usually starts.
Yeah,
Uh, but obviously, when it comes to like quinces or private events, it's this is not the way to start. Let's just go based on like a generic wedding, I guess in this point of view. So you want to warm up the crowd. Begin. You can begin with some light groovy tracks, just like Motown,
yeah,
and allow people to move and get comfortable. Especially for weddings, slow songs and crowd pleasing classics work well, just like we said.
yeah.
So this is more into like the wedding base, but when it comes to like quinces and private events, it's an open format, literally open format, and anything could work as long as you know what you're going with and what's coming after. Because you need to have a backup plan of the first song that you're gonna play if it doesn't work the way you think it worked, you know. And that's when quit mixing comes in handy. If you can quit mix, you can take yourself out of a predicament that you put yourself into, you
I mean,
know.
another like I think groovy tracks is a key because another a safe start, right? If you're like, oh, how should I start? Like the Bruno Mars funky stuff, but again, then just go to the '80s stuff, like Staying Alive, all those like types of songs from the '80s that everybody knows are groovy and everyone like dances to and sings along. I especially at American weddings, that'll be like my first like 15-20 minutes will be like those like classics, all
Like
the wedding
disco,
classics,
disco, 80s disco
disco
music.
80s, and the songs that you're like, oh, this is played at every wedding. This is boring, dude. If you play that, people are gonna dance. So just
Yeah,
you can start with that stuff, and one of them will hit like guaranteed. Like you will get people on the dance floor eventually if you play those, and then you can go off into the other stuff.
yeah. So like for instance, when you're talking about a like a wedding, and you want to start with 80s. Let's say you want to start with 80s or disco music, and you want to implement or you want to bring in the young crowd and the old crowd. One good song is Dancing Queen.
Yeah,
Everybody loves Dancing Queen.
yeah. Dancing Queen's popular right now too. Like just with the
Yeah, I mean, it's been popular. It hasn't died. Like
I
it's
feel like no, I
crazy.
feel like it came. I think because of something on TikTok. There was some TikTok or something that it became more popular. Like even like the young like middle school kids. Like it on TikTok. There was something that it got like popular, like way more popular than
That
than
is
it.
that is one song that surprised me when I played at my friend's
Oh, the middle school,
middle
right?
school thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
played it.
Exactly.
I played it because I didn't even know why I played it. I just played it, and everybody got crazy, and I was like, really?
Yeah, that's crazy,
This
dude.
this song is old. Like
Yeah,
if my parents know this song. Like what?
yeah.
But
Dancing
it's cool.
Queen,
It,
and
it was
then
cool. Dancing Queen. You
that's
can
a good one. Yeah,
September is huge too.
September. Yeah,
September is huge in like anywhere. You play it in any single event, everybody knows the song.
yeah, yeah.
Like
September is big.
those songs. You can use Michael Jackson too. Michael Jackson got some good music that
Michael
you can
Jackson.
that you can
That's
start
right.
with.
All those '80s songs are like good, safe, slow, groovy songs that'll like
Mhm.
get people on the dance floor, and
Yeah,
then
but again,
also
you need to have the right crowd
yeah,
to
that's why I
use
said American.
specific songs. Yeah. So all right. So and then gradually you want to build up the momentum as every single event as the crowd warms up. you transition into more upbeat tracks, and then that's when that's what we call our peak hour. Once
Yes.
you're like, everybody's good to go, boom, you do peak hour, and you try to keep it there for a while, and then you start, coming down again because it's almost at the end at the end of the party, or sometimes you just decide to do a wave and you want to go like slow, and then you want to up, and then you go down a little bit, and then up again, like another peak, and then take it down. So it just really depends on what the client wants and how you want to take the event. Because again, at the end of the day, we are in control of people's emotions. We control it with music. So and um and that's very very important. Now also you can incorporate crowd favorites, and this is where either requests helps or must plays come in handy. If you have information about the couple's favorite songs, or if you have in the event that there's a specific theme, because sometimes weddings or quinces, they have a specific theme that they go with, and then you can get some music out of that, like in this case like 90s or disco night. Then you use those type of songs as an anchor, as a like a crowd grabber to get the people to start dancing, and to like take them into a road of music, and
Yeah.
enjoy it. So this is a good way of getting to build up into the whole of dancing, of the starting of the dance floor. But again, it's not the only way. There's so many ways to do it. It just depends on the crowd and the way you're reading the crowd, because
Yeah.
that's what it is. All right, so the next one is reading the room, and this is huge, and this is all of us, every single DJ should know, or at least try to learn to read the room, because this is gonna help you decide where to take the night with music. So watch. You always want to watch the crowd's reaction. So if people are really responding to the music that you're playing, you might want to consider switching it up, because you don't want to lose them. You want to keep them engaged, and you want to maybe switch it to something more up tempo. Or if you notice that they're getting tired, take it down a bit.
Yeah.
Put some groovy songs again, so they can just like chill. Give it like 5-10 minutes of that, and allow them to get a drink, come back, and then boom, pick it up again, and then go on your peak again. You want to experiment with different types of throwbacks. You want to experiment with like current charts. You can play two or three from now, and then go to three and four from like back then, the 2000s or 90s, 80s. Play around to see what works best, what they respond to more, and that's where you can base the rest of the night. But you always want to test. You have to test, because you have to read the crowd. The only way to read the crowd is if you start testing with them, seeing what type of music, what type of genres they will respond to.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, and then I also have engaging with the crowd is huge as well. Don't just play music, talk to the crowd. Like so every now and then, not all the time. You want to let the music do their thing. You want to let the music do its thing, but every now and then, grab the mic, give a shout out, or encourage them to like get up and dance. When you do like EDM sets, grab the mic and go 3, 2, 1, and then the beat drops. Those little things that help you like ramp up the energy of the crowd. It's gonna be helpful, because if you're just playing music, you literally just become a kind of like a jukebox type of thing, because there is really no connection between you and the crowd. But if you like talking to them and you make them feel like welcome, they're gonna come to dance more often, and they're gonna stay in the dance floor because they feel comfortable, and they feel like you are reachable, and you're not a machine, you're a person. So that's why I'm very like thankful that I have Pee Wee with me because he takes care of that. I don't have to worry about like talking on the mic and all of that because I do. I jump on the mic every now and then, very, very rarely. But
Yeah.
he's the one taking care of them, making sure that they're dancing, going out to the crowd, pulling out people. Once they get in a circle, he like gets in the center of the circle. I start dancing. It's just those little things to make people feel welcome, to make people feel like it's okay to dance, to have fun, enjoy, go crazy, all of that. It's huge. It's a huge help. So do you have any information instances or anything that
Yeah.
you want to add?
I, reading the room is tough. Like maybe it's just because I haven't done it long enough, but it's hard for me to like explain necessarily how to do it. Other than like you play something and you see how they react, and you kind of have to in your head, just filter. Then okay, like I think they're gonna. But it's so different for everybody. I feel like it's so I don't have a good way of like explaining how to do it. It's like you just have to try different things. You have to feel. You have to kind of analyze the crowd, ahead of time, by what you're seeing, what they're responding to for the dinner music, what the playlist was. So yeah, I mean but I definitely agree with engaging with the crowd. That's a big thing. I like to do that too. But having, like you said, having a dedicated person makes it a lot easier because that's his job, literally.
Yeah.
I'm still, I'm trying to do both. But I love to do that. I'm not the DJ that just like doesn't use the mic. Like some DJs, are like that, and they think DJs should just DJ. But I like doing both.
Yeah. So it's not that I don't like doing both, but I'm a shy person when it comes to like I don't like the
That's
spotlight on me, and uh, that's when I like started like tripping. I'm like, oh my god, like I can't have that on me like that. But once I'm in the zone, I'm grabbing the mic and I'm like saying something or whatever. Like I'm doing something, bro. I'm
once
saying something because
once you
I
yeah.
also want to build the connection with the crowd. It's not just Pee Wee that needs to have the connection. It's me that need to have the connection because I'm projecting the music. So I need to have the connection as much as Pee Wee does. Obviously, he gets it more than me because he's like out there with them, like joking around and like have making sure that they're having fun through the music that I play, and that is just different. But if it was like by myself, I think I would also be like have a hard time with that because
Yeah,
I'm not good
if
at
it's
that.
just by yourself, yeah. Well, it's hard too because like at this last gig I was doing, I was trying to record video and talk on the mic and mix. So it's like I'm like you
It's
only have
hard.
two hands, so if
Yeah.
even when you're on the mic, right, you're like. So I think I thought about buying a stand. I've seen some people do that, like do a mic stand and have it like like there by your mouth, so you can go like that and you still have your hands
Mhm.
while DJing. I
Or
have
or
a
you
mic.
or you can use a lapel.
Yeah.
Put it here.
I
Use
don't
a
know that
lapel.
the lapel, like, because like you want to make that there's a certain like voice too that you need like while DJ like
Oh,
like
I
so
don't I don't change my voice. Maybe that's why I don't. I
yeah.
just talk like this.
No, but on the lapel it doesn't pick up the same way. It sounds like it sounds much more like airy. Like all your voice doesn't go right into the lapel unless you're going
Oh,
like
okay, yeah, yeah. I
so
see
like
what you're saying.
I'll get all your voice like you're like yelling or something. It's like I need it like that the handheld to do that.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so like a mic stand or something like that might help.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people. They have a mic stand, they pull it, and then they push it away. They pull it, and then that way. Because I'm trying to do it, and then I'm like I'm trying to like I'm missing the transition point sometimes because I'm like it's on the drop or something.
Maybe I need to implement a gooseneck on my lavish booth.
Yeah, on the lavish booth. I know
Maybe I don't know.
that'll be another annoying stand to set up once you get there. So
Exactly.
I'm,
It's an extra thing that I don't really want. I mean, for me, I'm fine because I put the microphone right on my back pocket, and when I want to talk, like I pick it up, say something, and then put it under my booth or whatever.
yeah,
So, but that's why when I have a wedding or quince, that's why I always get somebody like one of my friends or so to record because I'm not gonna be able to. I'm way into the music, and Bill is way into like the MCing and the hyping that we forget. That's why I have one camera that is just set in one corner recording everything, and then I have my friend a Big Red. Usually is him now. That he comes with us and records with my phone or whatever with his phone, and then he sends it to me.
And you can do it.
So I can grab content. But you know what I've realized is that I don't have pictures of my setups. I only have videos of my setups, but I don't have pictures. So I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start taking like pictures of my setup so I can post it on my website because I don't have them. I don't have that. I
Yeah,
should.
I was thinking like because this even the pictures we take on our phone, like if there's someone who does like a professional photographer or like something that take nice pictures of the setup, especially
Mhm.
when you have like stuff like you got the G2s now, you got the stands and everything, so it's like getting nice professional photos of the setup would be good because if you send them to a client, it looks better. You have a nice photo, a professional photo versus like a photo you just took on your phone. The
Yeah,
angles and everything too. Like it doesn't look as good from the phone. It always looks less professional.
yeah. I'm also thinking. I was really thinking about the gravity stand
Oh
because
yeah.
it's just so much easier and faster to set up than the Roseville totems.
Bro, I
But
gotta I gotta make that review next too on my flex stand, but it's here. I've used it now a few times, so I need to that'll be my next review.
okay, yeah, but see, I've been trying. I was like, yeah, I should get one or maybe two, but like 200 and some dollars for that pole thing. I don't know, man. I don't know if
Yeah, but it's also the it's the same. It's basically the same price as the Rockville, but it's faster. That's the thing.
yeah,
It's
and
the
and
same price.
less space on my car.
Less space, yeah, dude. It's so easy because the base. It's just like you're carrying like a plate at the gym. It's like that. It's like you're
Uh
you're
huh.
carrying on a plate from the gym, and then the pole is super light. Actually, the pole is actually really really light. It's nice.
But is it steady? Like, can it hold a big light?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
big?
So I
How big of a
mean,
light?
maybe I'll do a sneak peek. Let me do a sneak peek on it. Let me get my videos up and I'll show you. But so I don't have movers though, right? So I haven't tested it with like a big moving head. I mean,
Uh
you,
huh.
you don't have a big moving head either, but like how people were saying that when Daryl Bennett did it, it moves around a
It
little.
rocked. Yeah.
Yeah, wobble. So I bet I'm sure it does that, but when I use it with the IR4s and Wash FX, it's solid. Obviously, those don't move though. So
That I think that's gonna be one of my next purchases. Moving heads, like big
yeah.
ones, bigger ones. Because
But
the
let
my,
me while
I
while you
outgrew.
talk, I'll just pull up my do a sneak peek of my flex stand setup at the last gig that I did.
All right. So when you do that, I'm gonna go to the next one.
Yeah.
So after talking about reading the room, we're gonna talk about maintaining the dance floor. And
Okay.
once the dance floor is open, your job is to keep the energy high and the crowd to dancing. Also, you gotta keep in consideration that there's times that they're gonna get tired, they're gonna walk out, they're gonna go get a drink, and then they'll come back. But your main goal is to keep the majority of the people in the dance on the dance floor, dancing, enjoying themselves, having fun, so you can make the night, unforgettable. That's pretty much the main goal. Now, one way, again, this is there's so many ways to take on this, but for me, at least for me, one way is mixing seamlessly. If you use smooth transitions and you use and your tracks are blendable, like you can blend correctly and all of that, it helps you maintain a constant flow of the energy, so you don't get abrupt changes, and because that can mess up the flow of the dancing of the crowd. Don't let the energy drop unless it's intentional, unless you really want to, or there's a reason why you are intentionally letting the energy go down. For example, if you're trying to cut because you need to do the cake or the gutter toss, or like all these extra things that happens on a wedding. For a quince, it's we're singing the happy birthday, or they have like a special gift for the quinceañera or the sweet 16 girl. Usually, they be doing cars and all of this stuff. So when that comes, you want to obviously, bring it down, make sure that the dance floor clears, everybody sits down, and then you go ahead and talk about this. But most of the time, uh, doing mixes that are seamless, probably maybe quick mixing, because a lot of people nowadays, they get tired of listening. They don't want to listen to a whole song. They don't want to listen to like 2 minutes and a half of a song either. Um, there's little things you got to keep in consideration when you do events. More so in quinceañeras or in younger crowds, quick mixing is very helpful. Maybe in older crowds, not so much. They're more used to like listen to almost a whole song. But younger crowds, they have a short attention span,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like you becoming TikTok basically. You have to be quick with like songs,
Yeah,
because
that's, whew, that's tough.
they'll be hyped for the first 10-15 seconds of a song, and then they just like vibe into it.
Or you'll start a song, they'll be like dead, and you're like, oh shit, this song's like someone requested it, like, yo, what the hell? I played this song,
Yeah,
shit, I gotta get out of it. And then all of a sudden, some part will come, they'll all go insane. You're like, oh shit, it's the
yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
song, like, and you'll be
It's
like,
happened to me. It's
yeah,
happened to me
exactly,
all the time.
because you're like, oh shit, I played the wrong song, and you're like trying to look for the next one, and then some part comes and they're going crazy all of a sudden for like
Yeah,
5 seconds, you know?
yeah,
So it's
um,
tough, man. That's gonna be crazy. Once those kids get older and stuff, it's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
Uh,
That's gonna be interesting. But
yeah. All right. Before. Oh yeah, you got another. Yeah.
let me
Finish
finish
this
this one.
point.
So now that another one is know when to take risk. So if the crowd is engaged, you already got their trust. This is a good time to experiment with new tracks and or genres. So just make sure that you don't lose the crowd by playing something too unknown or way too crazy that that doesn't correlate with the vibe that you're trying to project. This is huge. It's okay and it's fine to be experimental and be a risk taker, but don't abuse it either,
Yeah.
because the point is for them to have fun, not for you to like. They're not guinea pigs. You're not like running tests on them like that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
hardcore testing on them.
And one thing else I'll say is, like, I don't. And you can tell me what you think. I don't think we've talked about this, but it's when you get to a point in the dance floor, it's like even if your dance floor is full, there's sometimes a point where it's like if you just keep hitting them with like 130 BPM, 130 BPM for like the whole dance floor, eventually people are going to get fatigued with just like the constant doom 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 like fast paced stuff. So
Yeah,
sometimes intentionally I bring down I do like a left turn, right? And go to a slower song. And just to like break up the monotony of just like the 130s like jumping and those types of songs, that like those hype songs. Do you do that sometimes?
yeah. So I guess for Hispanic is a little much easier, because when we want to bring it down, we just put bachata,
Yeah, yeah.
which it's very danceable, but it's a slower pace than playing like merengue or like salsa. But like bachata, or you can play romantic salsa too. But romantic salsa more so is gonna clear the dance floor than just bringing it down a notch. So I do it though. I definitely use that when again, it comes with reading the crowd. If you see that they're getting tired, that they need a drink, yeah, bring it down a notch. You
Or you
definitely
just
want
feel,
to bring it down.
you see people just like it's like hype songs, but they're just kind of like bouncing around there and like looking around at each
Yeah,
other,
they
you
had
know?
enough. They
Then
had
you're like,
enough.
okay, like, you gotta, but I always feel like when that happens, I'm like, it's too late. Like I need to catch that before I see them starting to do that. Like that's where that's the point I want to get to is like before I see them start doing that. And like, then before when the thoughts in their head, right? Before it turns into like how they're dancing, I want to be able to get out of it. So that's like
Yeah,
kind of the next step.
yeah, but also that's when knowing a song that is more chill but is
That's, yeah,
recognizable. That's
yeah,
when you throw those type of songs, because it doesn't
yeah.
matter how you do it, it's
But
gonna
they,
it's gonna
yeah.
work.
So that's why I've
And
said this before, but I mark songs as like I write in the comment from the start. So then when I need a song like that, I'll just search from the start, and then all my songs that I have like flagged like that, they all come up. So I pick one of those that I know, like, okay, I can play this one from the start, and everybody's gonna know it, and I can
yeah,
like those are like those are those types of songs. But yo, what's up, L Podcast? What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, bro? Huge shout out to you. Thank you for stopping
How
by.
you doing, man?
Okay, so show us your the.
Oh
Give
yeah,
us
yeah,
a
yeah.
sneak
Let's
peek.
do it. Let's do it. All right, we got a sneak peek. This is I
News flag.
probably
Sneak peek.
I'll make a
Only
gig log out of this
here.
eventually.
Only here.
Only
And
here, bro. So check this out. So this is two flex stands,
uh-huh.
with wash FX and two IR4s on each of them.
Oh, they
So
look
this
like
was a gig that I did with a big haul. These are the IR4s around there. These are all the kids. Okay, and then this. Okay, let me show this. So this is how it looks, dude. So look, I got it's a wash FX and two IR4s, and that thing is stable, man. I had no worries about this thing.
the thing is yeah, you're using two wash effects and two, but those are not heavy. That's the
Yeah,
thing. They're not
yeah. I
heavy.
mean, look, I'd say I can't. That's the only thing I have though. So I can't. I don't know about moving heads,
Yeah.
but I mean, how heavy? Let's say you did four IR4s. Like it's basically the same thing you would put on a speaker stand. You could
Yeah.
put on this.
But the difference is that with the speaker stand, you have three legs. This is a base.
Yeah, but
Now, the IR4s are not
they're
heavy.
rated for 100 pounds though, so it's
Yeah,
like the same thing.
IR4s are not heavy at all. So that's the thing. You can put all eight in one bar and it's not gonna move
Yeah.
because they're not heavy at all.
Well, they're also not moving, so yeah, that's like. I mean, moving. If you put a moving head on it, you saw Daryl Bennett does and even Rick Webb's video. You know, the one he made with reviewing gravity stands and stuff. You can see how much it wobbles. So there's gonna be wobble. There will be wobble, but people they're using it that way. Oh, and then actually one thing I'll say though is you can see them. You see those loops? I put safety cables on them.
Yeah.
So if you're doing they're super cheap. I got them on Amazon. But if you're doing a moving head, definitely put safety cables on them just in case.
Well, yeah, for the power. Well, I'm trying to look into battery power ones, so I don't have to use cables.
No, yeah, but even if it's battery powered, the safety cables. You see the small silver cables? Here, let me these ones.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Cause see, I
Well,
put
then,
these loops.
in that case, you need a base then. I will have
No,
to buy
you
a
can.
base.
No, dude. The loops. You see these silver loops? It's just so that in case the light falls off the clamp,
Uh
it,
huh.
it, it won't fall off the whole stand. It'll just hang on the loop.
Okay, no, but what I'm saying is to put a moving head on top of the gravity stand. Do you need a base, or
No,
you can
it
just
comes
clamp it
it comes with a little bracket. You can
with
buy
a
these
little
brackets.
bracket? Okay.
Yeah. So then what you would do is you just safety loop that bracket onto the pole. So then if it falls, it's gonna fall to the ground, but it won't like fall forward or something. You know, like it'll slide down the pole onto the ground with if you have a mover on there.
Okay.
Because that's the thing, like everybody's worried. Obviously, what you're worried about is that it tips over. So if you see it wobbling too much, do the safety loop and then put sandbags. That's what other people also do is put sandbags on the stand. But I can't. I don't know because I don't have moving
Well,
heads. So.
that's too much. I feel
No,
like
I've seen, dude. No, sandbags are legit. Even people that use trussing, like the guys when I do the big productions that bring the big like what are those Odyssey trusses or whatever?
yeah.
They put sandbags on those like as standard like safety practice too. Because even with trussing, people are worried that it could fall over.
Oh yeah, I guess.
So like when you get to like if you're doing big productions or like you're worried about people a lot of traffic near the lights like sandbags or people use them like commonly. So it's just another way if you want to like if you're worried about the wobble.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, well, there you go, guys. That was a sneak peek of a new feature
Sneak
video
peek,
that
yeah.
they're coming up with.
Sneak peek of the flex stand. So far, I really like them. There's just because of how convenient they are,
Yeah,
and they look they're basically they're a speaker stand, but they look better. That's what it
and
is.
how compact they are too.
Yeah, they're compact, and instead of like if I had two black speaker stands set up like that, it would look janky, But
Yeah,
because it was
yeah.
a flex stand, it doesn't look like amazing, but it looks better.
Okay. All right, well, guys, stay put for the videos coming up soon, hopefully.
Coming soon.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back into the dance floor. Now we already spoke about the maintaining the dance floor. Like I said, one of our, at least one of my ways of keeping the dance floor, like vibing and keeping the flow, it's mixing seamlessly, using different ways of transition. So you know, doing all this like good blends and all of this will help you keep the energy, how steady, or how you want it to keep without disrupting the flow, and also taking risks every now and then after you have won the crowd's well, not respect, but somewhat respect, but you've won their trust. That's what I want to say, trust. All right, so let's go to the next one, and now closing the dance floor. So
Yeah.
closing the dance floor to me is just as important as opening the dance floor, and this moment will leave a lasting impression. So it's very important that to end the night on a high note. Now, on a high note does not mean peak, but knowing it, but ending it on a high note. How do you do that? In my experience, and for what I think, is one, ease the crowd into the end. Also, make them feel special. Make it feel like a special moment. It
Yeah.
helps. It's huge. It helps so tremendously if you make the closing time a special moment. And sometimes you want to end with a bang. Now let's go into like ease the crowd into the end. So one, gradually you want to cool down the party. So as the event draws to a close, right, it's coming to a close, start playing maybe some slower songs, or some slow songs that actually projects in people's mind that we're coming close to an end. Um, Maybe some crowd favorites. One song that I like to play, or at least I feel like it works most of the time, especially with Americans. It's Country Roads.
Bro, I've never even heard that song, dude. Wait, I have to look it up.
Okay, well, I
Country
think,
Road?
yeah, Country
I'm
Roads.
I'm so like that's the thing, dude.
And,
These
and that's a kind of, I feel like it's a country song, if I'm not
yeah, if
mistaken.
it's country, bro. See,
Yeah,
you know country, dude. You say you don't know
I like,
country. You know
okay,
country.
listen, like I said, I know it. I know music from it, but I just
Yeah.
don't like to play it.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
I
don't.
feel
I
like
don't even. I
sometimes it
barely.
works.
I
So
never even heard that song, dude.
and
Maybe if I listen to it, I've heard it before, but yeah, I don't know.
this is a pro tip. Even though you don't like a genre, you should always have some music of that safe. Maybe not in your computer, but on a hard drive, because you never know when you're gonna use it or when you're gonna need it. So, pro tip. All right. So, like I was saying, man, I lost my
So you're
thought.
saying, all right, you're saying you wind down
Yeah,
the
that's
song.
okay.
That's
So
what
as
your
the
wind
event
down
as the
songs.
event comes to a close, start playing slower songs or crowd favorites to allow people to chill. Now you don't want to abruptly just stop playing high music. You wanna do it in such a way that it projects the ending of the event. So slowly bring it down a bit. Now, playing a signature track also helps a lot. If the event has a memorable song associated with it, like example, the first dance of the song of the the wedding, the couples, or a favorite hit that you previously spoke to them, and you know
That's
that
a
this
good
is the
one.
song that is huge for them, or maybe the first song that they dance as when they first started dating. Those little songs that can help you at any given time. You can throw them in here because it's gonna help you. It's gonna give you the power to let them know that, hey, you know what, we're coming to an end. This is how you're gonna. This is how we're gonna close.
Yeah.
And one thing that is huge and it helps you a lot is your MC skills. That's 100%. When coming to a closure, your MC skills are gonna be tremendously huge. Use your mic skills to advise the crowd of the time left so guests can mentally prepare for it. So usually, I don't know how you do it, but usually we do all right guys, let's go ahead and enjoy our last 30 minutes of party time. Let's go ahead and let's make it unforgettable, and then we start playing some music. Once we get to the 15 minutes or like 15-minute mark, we said again, all right, guys, last 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and show some love to the to the newlywed, blah blah. And then I start like bringing it down, so
Mm.
to come to a closure. How do you do it? How do you close your events?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I definitely announce it, but I don't do 30 minutes. It's also because, I don't have dedicated MC, so I do it like, I don't know, I'd probably say like 10. I do 10 to 15 minutes before. And I don't say the exact time. I'm just like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're getting to that time of the night. These are going to be the last few songs, so I need everyone on the dance floor, kind of a thing. So I give them like just general, like, these are the last few songs of the night, and then usually that's like 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so. Um, but that's the thing. So what I would say is I have done the cool down before, but unlike the beginning, more often than not, even with weddings, I'm actually doing like more like hype endings. So because to me, when I make the announcement that, like, all right, we're getting to that end of the night, like, I make it more like, if you're sitting down, like, you have to everyone get on the dance floor, like, for these last few songs. So I actually try to bring the hype up, and then like when the hype is up, I would do, like, once it's like the last song of the night, or like the fake last song of the night, I was like, all right, this is the last song of the night. Then I'll definitely do like a signature track. So if there was one the couple had in mind, I would play that one, or like, something special like that. Or what I do is I'll play, like, if it's like, again, a predominantly like white, like, I don't know, 30s late 20s crowd, I'll do like Mr. Brightside, or something, like, something that everybody knows. If it's like something they like, the sing along stuff, I'll do like Sweet Caroline or something as the last song. That's something that everyone knows and sings along to.
Mhm.
Um, and then I'll always have another song ready, as, like, say if they're like, oh, we want another song, one more song, one more song. I'll always have another song ready to go, just in case that happens. It doesn't
It,
always happen, but if
it
it does
happens.
happen,
It
I'll have another
happens
one.
often here.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least, at least
That's the
for
thing, you
me,
always have that one ready, though.
yeah, it happens often. See, and the worst part is when they're asking for another song, and then you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to play.
Exactly, because that
Like that's
happens.
crazy.
Next song, and then you're like typing on your computer, and you're like, and then the hype kind of dies down, because you're just like,
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but I seen DJs that even though you like, hey, one more song, they're like, no, and they like
yeah.
literally shut down their stuff.
No,
Like it's
I'll
crazy.
always do one, but then that's the thing. You don't want to get in trouble with the venue too. So I'll do one extra song, but I won't go more than that.
And that's another thing, and it's another tip for you guys. When you get to the venue, the first thing you want to do is be really good friends with whoever is the coordinator and the venue manager. Why?
Yeah,
Because that's when you talk to them and you figure out. Oh, I believe that we have the venue until 11, right? Now at 11, do we have to leave,
yeah,
or 11 we just shut down and then we have enough time to clean up? They'll tell you, and then you can bring it up. Hey, would it be okay if we play a song after the last song if it is requested? More likely they say, yeah, just one more song is fine, but no more than that.
yeah. Or sometimes they say, like, no, like, some people are really strict, like, no,
Oh
like, it
yeah,
has to be done. Then I'll do the last song at like 10:57 or whatever, like it's 11 o'clock, 10:57, and then I'll start to wind it down, and then if they say one more song, then it'll be like
yeah.
10:59 or something. And then I'll play it at 10:59, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, turn the lights on, turn the lights on. I'll let them, like, and then
With
that'll
that
be like,
last song, yes, turn the lights on. Yeah,
yeah,
I do that. I do that too. Well, we do that too. So
yeah,
when I played the last song, I have either Big Red or Pee Wee like turning on the lights, and if one is
yeah,
turning on the lights, the other one is bringing down the the Rockville
Rock,
totem.
exactly. Yeah, start
Yeah,
winding
so
stuff down. You know,
yeah,
so
and
then
then I literally the first thing I put away is my headphones. So the
yeah,
people see me putting my headphones away,
yeah,
and that's the first thing I put away. So they know that it's the last song. I'm not playing anything else.
yeah.
So yeah, so that is. I mean that again. That is another way,
Well,
another
what's
take.
interesting, so do you usually do the cool down? Like, do you ever do like have the ending like being hype?
It again. It depends on the crowd, but have I done? Have I ended on a high like high?
Not the last song, not like the
No,
very
no, no.
last one,
Yeah,
but like
but
you're like every like it's like the dance floor is like you're doing some high energy song, and then you're like, all right, like now it's time for the last song or something.
so I have, but not so often.
Mm,
So when I want to close down, I once Pee Wee calls the last 15 minutes, and also again, it also depends on the venue. Like at 11, everybody needs to be out. So
yeah,
if by 11 they want everybody out, because at 12 everybody, including vendors, need to be out. You want everyone to leave before 11, if possible,
yeah,
because they need time. They need to go to their tables, grab their stuff, say bye to everybody else, and so those little things you got to keep in consideration. So if you are at a venue that requires everyone to leave at 11, 10:45, you should already be bringing it down and a lot, so people can just start like walking away, saying bye. You still basically you have background music, but people are leaving, saying bye or whatever.
yeah,
So, but obviously there's gonna be times that the when the venue doesn't care, until the people are just party people. So you are on a high vibe the whole time until like the last 5 minutes, and then that's when you play like you
yeah.
get on the
Some sing
mic and you
along,
say, "Okay,
sing
thank
along.
you very much. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. Thank you very much. You guys are the amazing crowd. Whatever. Let me go ahead and end it out with this song, and then that's when you play something like
Right,
mellow and
exactly.
chill."
Yeah, something that they can all sing along
Yeah.
to, and they all
So
know something like.
you can do it. I've done it, but again, it really depends on what the crowd that you have, also
Yeah,
the time that you have with the venue. Because if you know that you have to be out by 12 o'clock, you
yeah. You
literally
gotta,
cannot be.
you gotta haul
You have
ass
to,
at the
yeah,
end.
you have to hurry up. So,
Yeah,
and then it also depends on how far it is from where you are to where you have to take everything and then load it in the car. Like it's a whole process of thinking, things that you have to already know at the beginning of the event.
yeah,
When do you need to leave? When are the crowd or the guests have to be out, and those little things. Sometimes they want, what's it called, a last dance, like the couples want a last
Oh,
dance.
I haven't done that yet, but
Yeah, I've done it like 3 times already. They
oh
want a
well,
they want a last dance, so we
private,
take
private last
everybody
dance.
out. And usually people have been having lately, they have like the sparkler sent off.
Mm.
So that also helps when you do that. I only had once that the sparkler send off was at 9 p.m.
Oh
The
wow,
party was over at 11, but at 9
that's
they
rough.
wanted the sparklers sent up, and then after they walked out, everybody came back in, even
Oh,
the company.
yeah,
They didn't leave.
restarting.
Yeah, it was just like a fake one, so to take pictures. But then they came back in, and then they party for the 2 hours. Luckily, the venue was available until 1 o'clock, so we shut down at 11, and then we had 2 hours to clean up and all of that. So that's plenty of time. You can finish in that sense. You can finish on a high note, high music, and then the last song it's just whatever you want to do. But when you are limited in time, you want to bring it down much earlier, like maybe like 10 minutes before, so people start leaving. And at the end of the day, we control it with the scenario that we are presented,
Yeah.
based on the crowd, and also based on the venue and the managers and all of that. So,
All right, man.
and
I gotta. Speaking of transitioning to the end, I gotta transition to the end right now for the podcast too. My wife texted me, "Where's
oh,
dinner?" So I gotta wrap it up.
okay, all right, that's fine. Uh, so I just had this as I think this is the last. the last slide.
Last song, yeah. Oh, that's
I
that. Nice.
thought it was.
Perfect.
So okay, so making it feel special. The final songs. Choose a high energy song to close, especially if the crowd is still hyped. And an anthem, or like you just said, the what's it called? Carolina, sweet sweet Carolina, whatever.
Yeah, sweet,
Or
sweet
yeah,
Caroline, Mr.
or
Brightside. Those are
yeah,
good
Mr.
ones.
Brightside, or or tracks that are that they love, that the crowd loves, and that everyone knows. It's a great option to send them off with a good energy. Also, again, get on the mic, thank the crowd for like express your gratitude to them for sharing the night with you, allowing you to like pretty much control them the whole night, and just let them know that it's a closure. Give them a sense of closure, and then when you end with the bank, just leave them wanting more. Like you said, hype up music and all of that. And then when they call the you gotta announce the last song, play the last song, and if possible, announce it so people are prepared. They mentally
Mm.
prepared to say goodbye, and then and they can even be creative and excited when you do that. And then, do you have any final tips or takeaways in regards to opening, closing a dance floor? One thing for me is after the event, you usually, if you did a really good job, you're gonna have people coming up to you, thanking you, and that's when you can ask for feedback because this at the end of the day is gonna help you grow and do better on the next event. Not every event is 100%. Even though they dance, they have fun, they enjoyed it, you can always learn something from each event. So that's a huge thing. And then by opening the dance floor with an engaging, thoughtful build up and closing with a song that leaves a lasting impression, you ensure that your performance it was a highlight of the event, and the crowd had a great time. So that's pretty much everything that I had for this episode. And I know your wife just told you to you need to hurry up. So any last comments? Anything that you have?
No, I would just say just the way I approach it is have like have think about it ahead of time and then have a few different options. Like, okay, if I'm feeling this, I'll start it this way, and then same thing with the ending. Depending on how it's going, this is what I'm thinking for ending it. And give yourself a few different options so that in the moment, if you're like, no, that what I thought was gonna work isn't gonna work, you have another option that you could use, and that fits the vibe a little bit more. So I think you have to think about it beforehand, and then I think you have to give yourself a few options. That's the biggest thing I would say.
I'm a backup for you. Backup.
Yeah, I think it's hard when you're in the mix, like in the moment. It's hard to like think about that, but I think it's important to have to anticipate that and have a plan for the ending and the beginning.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you also once you play in a song, you're always thinking about the next song or two
Yeah,
songs ahead.
the next.
So that helps you. That helps you as well.
You're always
But
thinking.
all right, man, we're gonna cut it off here. And thank you guys for tuning in. And is it next week the Thanksgiving or no?
Next week is Thanksgiving. Yeah, we'll probably
Okay,
take next week off.
so next week we'll be off because of Thanksgiving. Don't miss us too much. But we'll see you guys on the
Yeah,
next
December.
episode, which is in 2 weeks. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, make sure you comment, you share, subscribe, hit the like button, and all that crap. You already know how we do. Go ahead and
Yes.
follow Shay and follow me, and yeah, all of that crap. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
See
Peace.
ya. Peace.